Hello, everyone, and welcome to my predictions for Saturday afternoon's game between the Rutgers Scarlet Knights and the number 20 ranked Minnesota Gophers. This game will be played at SHI Stadium in Piscataway, New Jersey, and Minnesota is opening up as a 28.5-point favorite. Rutgers is coming in with a 1-5 record with the win over UMass and losing their last 5 to Iowa, Boston College, Michigan, Maryland, and Indiana. Minnesota is coming in 6-0 with wins over South Dakota State, Fresno State, Georgia Southern, Purdue, Illinois, and Nebraska. Now let's get into the stats. Minnesota is averaging 230 passing yards per game, while Rutgers is averaging 162. That gives a 68-yard advantage to Minnesota. Minnesota is averaging 186 rushing yards per game compared to Rutgers' 105. That's an 81-yard advantage. Now into defense, Rutgers is averaging 241 passing yards per game compared to Minnesota's 192, which is a 49-yard advantage for Minnesota. And Rutgers is averaging 209 rushing yards per game by the opponent, while Minnesota is only allowing 120, which gives an 89-yard advantage to the Gophers. Now, Minnesota is undefeated right now coming into this game, and do not expect this game to be their first loss. I think the spread is incredibly low for a 3-2 Indiana team last week, coming in and covering a 28-point spread against Rutgers. They won by 35 for 28-point favorite. Minnesota, an undefeated top 25 team, is only a half-point more favorite, so if you are betting, I would definitely go for the Minnesota Gophers on the spread. They will likely win by a lot. Now, on to the actual score. I think Minnesota wins 56-3. Now, actually, Rutgers scores a point. I think they actually score, but it's going to be on a turnover. There's no way they're going to get very far on offense to even get that far to make a field goal. Rutgers is just so bad. They're just really bad. There's no way they're going to even have a chance in this game. Minnesota's going to blow them out. This is a team that's riding a win streak, 6-0. The argument of them overlooking Rutgers is completely out of the water because by the time Rutgers even is close to threatening anything, Minnesota is just going to run over them. Even if they were looking ahead Minnesota and completely forgot they were playing Rutgers, I think Rutgers would still lose this game by a lot. Now on to my predictions. I think Rutgers has less than 20 passing yards in this game. Last week, I believe they had 1 passing yard. I don't think they do much better this week. Minnesota has a very similar passing defense to Indiana last week, maybe even a little better, so I can't see them getting over 20 passing yards. And I don't think Rutgers gets a drive over 35 yards. They can't get big plays because they can't pass. The O-line sucks, so their running backs, which is probably their best position, actually can't do anything because the O-line can't block a guy for more than 2 seconds. Our quarterback can't throw very far. He's a much bigger runner. There's just no way a drive's going to end with more than about 35 yards. And those are my predictions for the Rutgers Scarlet Knights versus the Minnesota Gophers, and I hope you enjoyed these predictions.